one of the main reasons that Ola was able to get those grants was because we were already historical. We are a historical building, and that allowed us to get those grants. So not every school will have that opportunity.
They might not have
But the people need to find other grants and work together, because this community didn't depend completely upon those grants. But I just want people to understand that that is a difference between our school and the other schools, because we were already designated a historical building.
And my understanding is most of the schools in Emmett don't have a PTO or any kind of thing for the parent and teachers to. I know the middle school's trying to set up one, and I saw that Shadow Butte finally set up one, but there's several other schools that don't have a parent-teacher organization to help fund or to help pull this out to parents' attention.
Okay, are there any other concerns or comments or questions that you'd like to?
Oh, Terry, the last one.
Okay, we'll give you one more.
The meeting's on Monday, correct? You guys are having a board meeting Monday?
Are we?
That's a
Yeah.
schedule,
Look at my
yeah.
Google Calendar.
Yeah.
Well, I saw a schedule for a board meeting on Monday, is that?
That's scheduled, yes.
And there's agenda items, are you taking the information from us and back to that board?
You know,
meeting?
if the board wants me to talk about what I heard here, absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
Poppy?
Can you explain it, if the whole $1 million passes, how much is it per $100,000 of value? For
Same,
how many years?
what you're paying right now, it will not change.
They're new to your area, so it's how much? 35?
$35 per 100,000.
For how many years?
For
2.
2 years.
And last time it was $1.5 million and it was $35 for 2
Yeah.
years?
Mhm.
Does that make any sense?
No.
Okay,
It's a little thing called interest.
so, but that's amazing that it went $500,000 and it's exactly the same. I think I would like to know the actual
Just
numbers.
remember, I told you about the bill that passed, the tax break bill. It's going to affect this, and my gut feeling is it's going to lower it, but how much, I do not know. And it won't happen until next year.
Well, that's a separate issue. I just want to know exactly the breakdown of what the commitment is.
$35 a hundred, that's what I know of the last board meeting, so.
And that's the state maintenance levy that they were talking about passing, where they help pay part of the maintenance levies that are going out.
The tax bill
The tax
was
bill.
based on maintenance.
Correct? That, so if you have a maintenance levy, the state will help pay part of that maintenance
They pay
levy.
for, yeah, for both supplementals and maintenance.
Okay.
But you know, I've lived here over 40 years, and we've never passed a maintenance levy. And I think that's sad. Because I think that's what, if I had my brothers, we'd be past the maintenance levy now. But we broke it up, so you've got a choice. You can support one or both. I hope you choose both, because special needs, you know what that entails. School busing, what that entails. You know, the cost of repairing things, you know, that comes out of our hip pocket.
And I saw something on the spreadsheet too. You were talking about sporting events, taking away the busing for the
Yep.
sporting events. So is that gonna cancel sports for the schools? Another
Let's hope
outlet for
so.
the
But we've
kids?
taken $500,000 out of that. So my hope is that we'll be able to keep that whole, because can you imagine a basketball team going over the hill and 30 cars going over the hill to take the kids to the, I don't see that as being a safety issue.
Oh, liability would be
Yeah.
real rough.
Well, West Ada is the largest school district in the state of Idaho. They do not bus baseball
Yep.
teams. They do not bus their band students to any of the concerts, the festival. They have to find their own rides.
That's true.
They will bus basketball and they will bus football. That's it. All
But
the
there-
rest
but-
of the clubs and sports have to find their own ride.
West Ada is a
Huge.
confined area,
Right.
you know.
Yeah, but I mean,
It's, you know,
it's
we
still
gotta go.
liability, but they're not spending any money on busing anything but basketball and football, that's it.
And have they had problems with students being able to play those sports? Because I know a lot of parents.
Well, it's
were-
pay to play in
Yeah.
West Ada, and baseball costs about $1,000 a season.
Really?
Yep.
So kids that usually, like when I grew up in Horseshoe Bend, the sports were to keep you out of trouble. So if a family can't afford to pay those sports, the trouble is still there.
They do offer some scholarships. They sell fruit and potatoes, which my grandson has in the fall. They sell, the band kids sell poinsettias and flower baskets to try to support their program, but no transportation is offered.
All right, one more question.
One more of three. Is your position elected?
Yes.
That's what I thought. So, I guess I'm just sitting here hearing the word trust said earlier a lot. And you've got 5 other colleagues. And this is me speaking to my colleagues. I would like to think, or ask you to go look at those other 5 people in the face. I don't know, maybe they're doing as much as you, but they're not here tonight, so I don't know. I'm not hearing them talk. But I think if they were here, that would instill trust. And you go out and you're meeting with teachers and counselors and principals, and I don't know what they're doing and not doing, so I can't judge that.
And I don't know either.
Right, but my point being is, to become an elected official is a choice, right? They weren't hired, it's not their income, it's something that they opted to do. So you, as one of 6, if I were in your position, so I'd like to ask you to do what I would do, I would stare them in the face and say, you better own up to this. There's a huge responsibility here, right? And you want our money, and we, it's our kids too. I don't have kids in school anymore, but it's to support this. But then they should be here to support asking us for this and caring and showing they care and showing transparency and accountability and trust. And I think they need to chalk us personally for not being here, unless they have some legitimate reason. So, again, in all this that I've ever said to you, Todd, I'm not trying to pick on Terry. I know you are.
I got big shoulders,
But I
big
think
skin.
I would bust their chops personally and just say, own up to this.
Well,
You-
no,
you
just-
stood- you
just so-
stepped up, you put all this time in to get elected. Think how much effort that takes to get elected.
And it costs money.
And it costs
I
money.
put out a lot of signs. I had to even come up here and put up a
You
sign.
sacrifice your family, you have to listen to Alan Hermans and ask your questions, and all these kinds of nutball things, but it's like, own up to it and dig in. If they want to make this right, make it right. And so
I'm
anyway.
gonna take the damned hats off.
I just think they.
All right, which one of you wants my job? I mean it seriously, all right?
No, no.
This year, there's 3 coming up for election, I think. I think it's either 2 or 3. Our terms expired, so we need somebody to run. Somebody that's got the intestinal fortitude to do the job. Cool, thank you.
There's nothing else now.
Now, everybody knows I didn't answer any questions tonight.